Have you ever found yourself in a situation where the harder you try to impress someone, the more distant they become? It's almost as if the more you chase them, the further away they drift, leaving you frustrated and confused. What if I told you that the secret to drawing people closer isn't about trying harder or bending backward to gain their attention? Instead, it lies in embracing a completely different mindset rooted in ancient Stoic wisdom. Imagine becoming someone who no longer dances to someone else's tune, but instead sets the rhythm they can't resist. Picture yourself so confident in your worth that your presence becomes magnetic, drawing others towards you effortlessly. Today, we're diving deep into this transformative approach that flips everything you thought you knew about relationships on its head. But before we explore these, we will change how others see you and yourself. So make sure to hit that subscribe button and like this video. By doing so, you're not just supporting the channel. You're setting the stage for your growth and aligning yourself with a community committed to living life with purpose and wisdom. Let's dive in and begin this journey toward mastering the art of deliberate detachment, where true power and genuine connections are born. Habit 1. Act as if you already have. Let's kick things off with a mindset shift that can completely change the game. Act as if you already have what you desire. At first, this might sound counterintuitive, especially when you're really into someone. You might be thinking, how can I act like I already have their attention or affection when clearly I don't? But here's the key. This isn't about pretending or deluding yourself. It's about embodying the confidence and self-assurance of someone already fulfilled. When you adopt this mindset, you stop chasing after validation and exude natural, attractive energy. People are drawn to those who appear self-sufficient and content with themselves rather than those who seem desperate or needy. Think of it like this. When you carry yourself with the calm confidence of someone who knows their worth, others can't help but take notice. Imagine being at a social gathering. Most people might be vying for attention, trying to stand out, but instead, you simply enjoy the moment, engaging with others without any agenda. You're not fixated on winning over a particular person because, in your mind, you've already won. This approach is compelling. It's about shifting your focus from seeking approval to cultivating your sense of satisfaction. By acting as if you already have what you desire, you naturally avoid the pitfalls of overextending yourself. There's nothing more off-putting than desperation, and you become infinitely more attractive by projecting a sense of completeness. It's not about faking it until you make it. It's about genuinely believing that you are enough, exactly as you are. This shift in attitude can transform how you interact with others and how they perceive you. So, take a step back the next time you're tempted to chase after someone's attention. Focus on being confident and self-assured, knowing they already need everything. Not only will this mindset make you more magnetic, but it will also free you from the anxiety and stress that come with constantly trying to prove yourself. Remember, true power comes from within, and when you act as if you already have what you seek, you attract what is meant for you naturally and effortlessly. Habit 2. Live by your principles, not by approval. Let's dive into a crucial habit that separates those who command respect from those who constantly seek validation. Living by your principles rather than seeking approval. In relationships, it's easy to fall into the trap of bending your values just to keep someone happy. But here's the truth. Nothing is more attractive than someone who stands firm in their beliefs, no matter the circumstances. When you live by your principles, you send a clear message to the world, and especially to those you care about, that you know who you are and what you stand for. You're not swayed by external opinions or the desire to fit in. This kind of integrity is magnetic because it shows one else's approval to feel secure in yourself. Imagine you're in a situation where someone you're interested in suggests something that doesn't align with your values. It might be tempting to go along with it just to avoid conflict or to win their favor. But what if instead you politely but firmly stood your ground? You'd be showing them that your principles are not negotiable. And while this might surprise them, it will ultimately earn their respect. Living by your principles doesn't just apply to the big decisions. It's about consistency in the small, everyday choices as well. It's about doing what's right, even when it's not the easiest or most popular option. When you consistently act in line with your values, you also build trust with others and yourself. T is the foundation of any meaningful relationship. In a long-term relationship, this habit is even more important. Over time, there can be a tendency to compromise on your own needs and values to keep the peace. But if you consistently live by your principles, you create a dynamic of mutual respect. Your par critical sees you as someone with depth and integrity who is afraid to stand up for what they believe in. Even in situations where you're trying to win back an ex, living by your principles can be a game changer. Instead of compromising your values to show them you've changed, demonstrating that you've grown more vigorous in strength and self-respect is incredibly attractive and can make them rethink what they lost. The bottom line is this: people may not always agree with your principles, but they will respect you for them. So, the next time you're tempted to seek approval at the expense of your values, remember that standing for your principles makes you stand out. It makes you not just likable, but respected. And respect is the foundation of any lasting relationship. Habit 3. Always be the last to speak. Let's move on to a habit that might seem simple, but holds incredible power in shaping how others perceive you. Always be the last to speak. In conversations, especially when emotions are running high, or when you're eager to make a good impression, the temptation to jump in and voice your thoughts immediately can be overwhelming. But there's a quiet strength in holding back, listening fully, and letting others express themselves first. When you make a conscious effort to be the last to speak, you're doing more than just practicing patience. You're showing respect and genuine interest in the other person's perspective. This approach communicates that you value their input and gives you a clearer understanding of what they're trying. It's a subtle, yet powerful way to build trust and rapport. Imagine you're on a date or having a deep conversation with someone important to you. Instead of interrupting or rushing to your opinion, you take a step back. You listen carefully, nod, and make it clear that you're fully engaged in what they're saying. Only after they've finished do you share your thoughts, which now carry more weight because they come after careful consideration. This makes you more thoughtful, mature, and confident in your communication. This habit is especially valuable in situations where conflict might arise. Let's say you're in a disagreement with your partner. Rather than reacting impulsively, you let them speak first, giving them the space to full precious lengths. By the time it's your turn, you've had time to process what they've said, which allows you to respond in a more measured and constructive way. This can help de-escalate tensions and lead to a more productive discussion. Being the last to speak isn't just about waiting your turn, allowing you to respond more pleasantly and constructively. In a world where everyone is eager to get their point across, this kind of attentiveness is rare and deeply appreciated. It's a skill that enhances your relationships and sets you apart. This kind of attentiveness is rare and deeply appreciated in one who is genuinely considerate and confident. In inning back and listening first, you position yourself as someone who controls their emotions and values thoughtful communication. It's a simple habit, but one that can profoundly impact how others see you and how effectively you connect with them. So, the next time you're in a conversation, resist the urge to speak first. Let others have their say. And when the time is right, share your thoughts with the calm confidence that comes from truly understanding the situation. Habit 4. Become unpredictably unavailable. Let's talk about a strategy that might seem counterintuitive, but can work wonders in your relationships. Becoming unpredictably unavailable. At first glance, this might sound like playing hard to get, but it's about creating a healthy balance that keeps the dynamic intriguing and alive. When you're always available, always ready to respond, always the first to reach out, it's easy for the other person to take you for granted. It's like serving a gourmet meal daily. Eventually, people begin to expect it and lose appreciation for it. By becoming unpredictably unavailable, you introduce an element of mystery that keeps the other person on their toes, making them value your time and attention more. Imagine this scenario. You've always been the one to initiate conversations, plan dates, and generally keep the relationship moving forward. Over time, this predictability can make you seem less excited. But what if you switch things up? What if you didn't respond to every message immediately or let them take the lead in planning the next date? Suddenly, they're left wondering what you're up to and why you're not as readily available, and that curiosity can reignite their interest. This approach isn't about playing games or being manipulative. It's about maintaining your independence and ensuring your presence is appreciated, not just expected. When you're unpredictably unavailable, you're subtly communicating that your time is valuable and you have a life outside the relationship. This makes you more intriguing and ultimately more desirable. But remember, the key is balance. You don't want to disappear entirely or make the other person feel neglected. It's about being mindful of how often you're available and mixing things up so that your presence remains special. By creating this healthy distance, you give the other person space to miss you, and in turn, they'll likely find themselves drawn to you even more. In relationships, unpredictability, when done right, can be a powerful tool. It keeps things fresh and exciting and prevents the other person from ever taking you for granted. So, start practicing this habit by being selectively unavailable. Sometimes respond immediately, other times take longer. Let them come to you occasionally, and watch how this subtle shift can make a big difference in how they perceive and value your time together. Habit 5. Stop trying to control conversations. Let's dive into a habit that's crucial for building genuine connections. Stop trying to control conversations. It's natural to want to steer discussions in a way that highlights your strengths or leads to a desired outcome. It is crucial to control the flow of a conversation constantly. It often backfires, making you appear insecure or even manipulative. The truth is, real connection happens when you let go of the need to control and simply allow the conversation to unfold naturally. When you stop trying to disappear action, you create space for aliens to be fully present, listening more than you speak and letting the conversation take its own course. This openness signals confidence. It shows that you're comfortable with who you are and that you don't need to dominate the discussion to feel secure. Picture this. You're on a date, and instead pushing the conversation toward topics you're comfortable with. You ask open-ended questions and listen to the other person's responses. You're not just waiting for your turn to speak or trying to impress them. You're genuinely interested in what they have to say. This approach not only takes the pressure off of you, but also makes the other person feel valued and appreciated, laying the groundwork for a deeper connection. In established relationships, control conversations can create a dynamic where one person feels unheard or unimportant. By letting go of this impulse, you allow for a more balanced and respectful exchange. Your partner will think that their opinions and feelings matter, strengthening your bond. Even under challenging charges that exist, the urge to control can lead to better outcomes. Instead of trying to steer the conversation to avoid strengthening your consult, embrace the flow of the discussion. This doesn't mean you let things spiral out of control, but rather that you trust in the process of honest communication. Often, this approach leads to more meaningful and productive conversations. The essence of this habit is flexibility. Like water, which adapts to the shape of its conversations, it should flow naturally, adapting to the moment rather than trying to force a particular direction. This kind of adaptability not only makes you more engaging, but also more respected as a communicator. So, the next time you're in a conversation, whether it's with a new acquaintance, a close friend, or a partner, let go of the new role. Embrace the unpredictability and trust that by being present and attentive, the conversation will lead to a more genuine connection. You'll find that people are more drawn to you because they feel genuinely heard and understood, something that's far more valuable than simply getting your point across. Habit 6. Detach from outcomes. Let's dive into a mindset shift that can liberate you from stress and make you more attractive. Detaching from outcomes. Regarding relationships, it's easy to become fixated on specific results. Whether it's wanting someone to like you, hoping a date will lead to something more, or trying to keep a relationship on a see regarding, here's the thing. The more you obsess over the outcome, the more pressure you put on yourself and the relationship. This often leads to anxiety, disappointment, and behavior that can actually push the other person away. Detaching from outcomes means letting go of the need to control what happens next. It's about focusing on being your best self and enjoying the present moment rather than about where things are headed. When you detach from outcomes, you're signaling to others that you're confident, relaxed, and not desperate for things to go a certain way. This attitude is lovely because it shows that you're comfortable with uncertainty and trust that things will work out as they should. Imagine you've just gone on a date that went really well. Instead of spending the next few days overanalyzing every detail and stressing about whether they'll call you back, you choose to let it go. You enjoyed the experience for what it was and aren't fixated on what comes next. This kind of detachment reduces your stress and makes you more appealing to the other person. They sense that you're confident in yourself and that you're not relying on them for your happiness. Detaching from outcomes doesn't mean you don't care about the relationship or the person involved. It simply means you're not letting the outcome dictate your happiness or self-worth. You're more focused on being authentic, enjoying the process, and letting things develop naturally. This approach can lead to more genuine connections, as you're not trying to force anything or acting out of fear of losing something. In long-term relationships, detaching from outcomes can also help you navigate challenges more effectively. When you're not obsessed with controlling every aspect of the relationship, you're more open to compromise and can handle disagreements with a more excellent head. This flexibility and trust in the process can actually strengthen the relationship, as both partners feel more at ease and respected. So, how do you practice detaching from outcomes? Start by shifting your focus from the future to the present. Engage fully in the moment, whether you're on a date, having a conversation, or simply spending time with someone you care about. Remind yourself that your worth isn't tied to the outcome of any single interaction. Trust that whatever is meant to happen will happen in its own time, and that you'll be okay no matter what. By detaching from outcomes, you free yourself from unnecessary stress and open the door to more authentic, fulfilling relationships. You'll find that people are drawn to you when they sense that you're not trying to control them or the situation, but are instead enjoying the journey for what it is. This mindset shift is not only liberating, but it also makes you more magnetic, allowing things to fall into place naturally. Habit 7. Practice negative visualization. Let's talk about a Stoic practice that might seem a bit unconventional, but is incredibly powerful. Negative visualization. At first, the idea of imagining worst-case scenarios might sound counterproductive. Why focus on what could go wrong? But here's the thing. You build resilience, gratitude, and a deeper appreciation for what you have by practicing negative visualization. Negative visualization involves deliberately thinking about how you would cope if things didn't go as planned. It's not about being pessimistic. It's about mentally preparing yourself for life's uncertainties. When you consider potential losses or challenges, you source the fear of them and become better equipped to handle whatever comes your way. This mindset makes you stronger, more adaptable, and less likely to be shaken by unexpected events. Imagine you're really into someone, and things are going well, but instead of getting caught up in fantasies about a perfect future, you take a moment to think about what you would do if the relationship didn't work out. How would you cope? How would you continue to thrive? By confronting this possibility, you're not inviting failure. You're preparing yourself to remain strong and grounded no matter what happens. This mental preparedness makes you more resilient and less likely to act out of fear or desperation, which can often undermine relationships. Practicing negative visualization also has the side effect of making you more grateful for the present. When you consider what life would be like without certain people, experiences, or comforts, you begin to appreciate them more deeply. This gratitude enhances your current relationships because you're more present and less likely to take things for granted. In the context of relationships, Negative visualization helps you detach from unhealthy attachments. By mentally rehearsing how you would handle a breakup or a challenging situation, you remove the fear that often drives people to cling too tightly or act out of insecurity. Instead, you approach relationships from a place of strength and confidence, knowing that you can handle whatever comes your way. To incorporate this habit into your life, take a few moments each day to reflect on potential challenges or losses. Ask yourself how you would respond, how you would adapt, and how you would find new sources of strength and happiness. This practice doesn't diminish your joy. It deepens it by making you more aware of the value of what you have right now. Negative visualization might seem like an odd practice at first, but it's a powerful tool for building mental resilience and fostering a deeper appreciation for life. By preparing yourself for the worst, you actually free yourself to enjoy the present more fully, with less fear and more gratitude. And when you're less afraid of losing something, you're able to engage with it more authentically and confidently, which makes your relationships and your life richer and more fulfilling. Habit 8. Embrace independence. Let's explore an empowering and attractive habit: embracing independence. In the context of relationships, independence might seem counterintuitive at first. After all, aren't relationships about being together, sharing experiences, and relying on one another? Yes, but here's the key. True strength in a relationship comes from two individuals who are whole on their own, not from a dependency on each other. When you embrace your independence, you show that you're confident, self-sufficient, and capable of finding fulfillment within yourself. This doesn't mean shutting people out or refusing to let others into your life. Instead, it's about having your own passions, goals, and interests that exist independently of your relationships. When you're engaged in your own life, you bring a unique energy and perspective into your relationships, making them more prosperous and dynamic. Imagine you're in a relationship where you've always waited for your partner to make plans or initiate activities. Over time, this can lead to a sense of dependency where your happiness hinges on their actions. But what if you started pursuing your own interests? Whether picking up a new hobby, dedicating time to personal growth, or simply enjoying solo activities that make you happy, this shift shows that you value your company and personal development. This self-assuredness is incredibly attractive and often inspires your partner to do the same, leading to a more balanced and fulfilling relationship. Embracing independence is also crucial when you're trying to attract someone new. People are naturally drawn to those who have a whole, vibrant life of their own. When you're not waiting around for someone to complete you, you come across as someone who is already complete. This makes you more intriguing and desirable because you're not dependent on external validation for your sense of worth. Maintaining your independence keeps the relationship healthy and dynamic in the long term. It prevents the relationship from becoming stagnant and ensures that both partners continue to grow individually. When you have your own lives, your time together becomes something to cherish, not take for granted. It's important to remember that embracing independence doesn't mean distancing yourself emotionally or avoiding commitment. It's about nurturing your life and interests while in a relationship. This balance allows you to bring your best self to the relationship, fostering a partnership built on mutual respect and admiration. So, take the time to invest in yourself, pursue your passions, set your goals, and enjoy your company. Not only will this make you happier and more fulfilled, but it will also make you more attractive to others. Independence is not just a sign of strength. It's the foundation of a healthy, thriving relationship. By embracing it, you ensure that your connections are based on mutual respect, where both partners bring their best selves to the table. Habit 9. Smile during difficult moments. Let's explore a simple yet profoundly impactful habit: smiling during challenging moments. It might seem odd to smile when things are tough, but this small gesture can make a big difference in how you handle challenges and how others perceive you. Smiling in the face of adversity isn't about pretending everything is fine. Instead, it's about showing resilience and maintaining your composure. When you smile during difficult times, You're signaling to yourself and to others that you have the strength to face whatever comes your way. This doesn't mean ignoring your feelings or denying reality. It means choosing how you respond to it. Imagine you're in the middle of a stressful situation, perhaps a disagreement with a partner or a tough day at work. Instead of letting the stress overwhelm you, take a deep breath and smile. This simple act can help diffuse your own tension and set a positive tone for those around you. It shows that you're in control of your emotions, not the other way around. There's a psychological component to this as well. Smiling, even when you don't feel like it, can actually trick your brain into feeling happier and more relaxed. It's a way of telling yourself that you're okay and that you can handle this. Over time, this practice can build your resilience, making it easier to stay calm and focused during future challenges. In relationships, smiling during challenging moments can also be incredibly disarming. It shows your partner that you're not easily rattled and committed to finding a positive way forward, even when things get complicated. It can help de-escalate conflicts and remind both of you to approach the situation with a sense of perspective and calm. Of course, smiling through tough times doesn't mean suppressing your emotions or avoiding severe conversations. It's about finding the balance between acknowledging the difficulty of a situation and choosing to approach it with a positive, resilient mindset. By doing so, you not only make it easier for yourself to cope, but you also create a more supportive and positive environment for those around you. So, the next time you find yourself facing a challenge, remember to smile. It's a small act, but one that can have a powerful impact on how you navigate challenging situations. By smiling, you're not just showing that you're strong. You're also choosing to face life's difficulties with grace and positivity. And that, in itself, is a powerful way to live. Habit 10, be patient. Let's close with a habit that's often overlooked but essential in all aspects of life: patience. In a world that's always rushing, where instant gratification is the norm, patience is a rare and robust quality. When it comes to relationships, patience can be the difference between something that flourishes and something that fades away too soon. Being patient means understanding that great things take time to develop. Whether you're building a new connection, rekindling an old one, or deepening an existing relationship, patience allows you to let things unfold naturally. It shows that you're confident enough not to rush the process and that you trust in the timing of your life. Imagine you've met someone new and the connection feels promising, but things aren't moving as quickly as you'd like. The temptation to push for more time, attention, commitment can be intense. But instead of rushing, what if you took a step back and allowed the relationship to progress at its own pace? By being patient, you give the other person space to come to you, to invest in their own time, and to build something meaningful without the pressure of forced timelines. In long-term relationships, patience is just as crucial. Not every problem needs to be solved immediately, and not every phase of a relationship is filled with excitement. By being patient, you give both yourself and your partner the room to grow, to evolve, and to navigate challenges without unnecessary stress. This kind of patience fosters a deeper, more enduring bond because it's built on understanding and trust rather than astatine. It also plays a key role in things not going well. Maybe you're dealing with a rough patch or waiting for someone to change a behavior that's been bothering you. In these moments, patience doesn't mean passivity. It means allowing time for growth, for reflection, and for change to happen organically. It's about trusting that things can and will improve, even if it takes longer than you'd like. The beauty of patience is that it often leads to better homes. When you're not in a rush, you make better decisions, you're more thoughtful, and you're more likely to create lasting connections. Patience allows you to enjoy the journey rather than fixating on the destination. It's about savoring each moment, knowing that the best things in life are worth waiting for. So, the next time you're feeling impatient, whether it's with someone else, a situation, or even with yourself, take a deep breath and remind yourself that good things take time. Trust that by being patient, You're allowing the best possible outcome to emerge naturally. In relationships, as in life, patience is a sign of genuine confidence and wisdom. It's a habit that, when practiced consistently, can lead to deeper, more fulfilling connections and a more peaceful, contented life. Conclusion. As we wrap up our exploration of these 10 powerful Stoic habits, it's clear that each of these practices holds the potential to transform not just your relationships, but your entire approach to life. By embracing these habits, acting as if you already have what you desire, becoming unpredictably unavailable, living by your principles, being the last to speak, stopping the need to control conversations, embracing independence, detaching from outcomes, practicing negative visualization, smiling during difficult moments, and exercising patience. You're equipping yourself with timeless strategies that foster genuine connections and personal growth. These habits are more than just tactics. They're a way of life rooted in self-confidence, resilience, and wisdom. They encourage you to step into your power, to value yourself first, and to attract the right people and circumstances into your life naturally, without forcing or compromising who you are. Now it's time to take action. Start incorporating these Stoic habits into your daily interactions and watch as your relationships begin to evolve in profound ways. Remember, it's not about perfection, it's about progress. Each small step you take in practicing these habits will bring you closer to the fulfilling, balanced life you deserve. If you found value in this video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. By doing so, you're not just supporting our community, you're also committing to your own growth. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments below. How are you planning to apply these habits in your life? Let's continue the conversation and build a community where we all learn and grow together. Thank you for joining me on this journey into Stoic wisdom. Until next time, keep striving, stay patient, and remember true power comes from within. Let's live with purpose, and let's make every moment count.